You're listening to the European Parliamentary Research Service podcast on the Lux Prize.
To promote European cinema and the diversity of film production, each year the European Parliament awards the Lux Prize to a film made in Europe. With this year's Lux Prize winner due to be announced in plenary on the 24th of November, join us in this walk behind the scenes of European cinema.
For 700 American films produced in 2014, 1,600 were produced in Europe. That's more than double, but this doesn't really reflect in the billboards of cinema screens in Europe.
Despite the vitality of European cinema, the European film landscape is still dominated by the strong presence of Hollywood majors such as Sony Pictures, Walt Disney and Warner Brothers, accounting for almost two-thirds of the EU market. But 2014 was a good year.
It was actually a record high year for European films, but why?
Well, while many European films did well at the box office and increased the market share of European films from 26% to over 33%, a number of American blockbusters did not really seduce the public and caused the market share for US films to drop from over 69% to 63%.
But how is the global film market withstanding the shock of online audiovisual consumption and video piracy?
Well, at first sight, the global film market is still performing well. The number of cinema screens worldwide has grown by 6%, the box office has risen by 15% over the past 5 years, and film production has also increased by 2.5%. However, in the US as much as in Europe, more and more people give up a night at the cinema for the comfort of their own couch and a much larger selection of videos on demand. In many EU countries such as France, Germany, Poland, Spain and Belgium, pay TV distributors and operators of video on demand are obliged to contribute to the funding of film production, and these contributions provide a large proportion of the necessary funding. In other countries, however, they're not obliged to do so, and some believe this may put the complex equilibrium of EU funding mechanisms for European cinema at risk. To support the industry, over €800 million will be available for cinema through the Creative Europe programme until 2020, and as of 2016, another €210 million will be accessible for a new financial guarantee facility, which will make it easier for small companies to get bank loans. The European Parliament is also a strong supporter of European cinema. Since 2017, the Lux Prize is awarded every year to European films focusing on fundamental values such as the fight against poverty and violence against women and the integration of vulnerable communities. To support the circulation and overcome language and distribution barriers, the 3 finalists in competition are subtitled in the 24 official EU languages and screened in cities and festivals across Europe. Screenings have already started for the 3 films shortlisted this year: Mediterranean, Mustang and The Lesson. And the winner will be announced during the plenary session in Strasbourg on the 24th of November. You're listening to the European Parliamentary Research Service podcasts.